When the first Hueys arrived in Vietnam in 1962, they were unlike anything the battlefield had ever seen. Painted in olive drab, their slender bodies gleaming under the tropical sun, they looked almost fragile compared to the tanks and trucks of traditional war. But these machines were built for a new kind of fight, one without front lines. The early Hueys belonged to the U.S. Army's 57th Medical Detachment, whose mission was simple but life-saving, to rescue the wounded wherever they fell. Until then, it could take hours, sometimes days, for injured soldiers to reach medical help through the jungle or rough terrain. The Huey changed that forever. In its first months of service, the helicopter's ability to evacuate wounded soldiers in minutes instead of hours stunned commanders. Casualty survival rates skyrocketed. For the first time, the concept of dust-off, emergency medical evacuation, became a central part of military doctrine. The name came from the dust clouds kicked up as the helicopters landed, often under fire, to pick up the injured. Many pilots of these early dust-off missions were unarmed. They flew low, with open doors, trusting speed and courage more than armor or guns. Bullets whizzing, radio chatter, dust-off inbound, taking fire. Their bravery became legend. One pilot described it this way: "When you saw that red smoke on the ground, you knew someone down there needed you. You didn't think about the fire. You just went." The Huey had found its first and most sacred role, not as a weapon, but as a lifeline. But as U.S. involvement deepened, its mission quickly expanded. New variants like the UH-1B and UH-1C were outfitted with machine guns, rocket pods, and grenade launchers. Thus was born the Huey gunship. These armed versions escorted troop transports and attacked enemy positions before ground assaults. In the dense jungles where tanks could not roll and artillery struggled to find its mark, gunship Hueys became the soldiers' eyes, ears, and firepower. By 1964, entire air cavalry units were being formed around the helicopter. The 1st Cavalry Division, Airmobile, became the first large-scale experiment in helicopter warfare. Troops, supplies, artillery, and command centers, all moving by air. The idea was revolutionary. Use speed and mobility to strike anywhere, anytime, before the enemy could even react. The Huey was at the heart of it. In training grounds across the United States, soldiers learned how to fast rope, land, and disembark under the whine of engines and the pounding of rotor wash. By the time they reached Vietnam, the Huey had become an extension of the soldier's world, a ride, a refuge, and often a home. Radio static, Eagle 6, we're inbound hot, 2 clicks out. By late 1965, the United States launched its first large-scale helicopter assault, the Battle of Ia Drang Valley. Hundreds of Hueys ferried in thousands of soldiers from the 1st Cavalry Division into the heart of enemy territory. The sky above the Central Highlands roared with engines as wave after wave of helicopters brought troops, ammunition, and supplies into the fight and pulled the wounded back out. The operation tested everything: the concept of air mobility, the courage of the pilots, and the resilience of the machine itself. Many Hueys never made it back. Enemy fire, mechanical failure, and the sheer intensity of the missions took a brutal toll. But those that did returned scarred, their skins riddled with bullet holes, rotors cracked, yet still flying. After Ia Drang, no one doubted the helicopter's power again. The Huey had proven itself not just a tool, but a transformation. The war would never be the same. For the soldiers, the Huey became a symbol of movement, of connection, of life itself. Whether it was dropping them into a hot LZ or pulling them out of one, the sound of those blades meant they weren't alone. It was the sound of hope cutting through chaos.